walking down to the pond. We're walking down to the pond. I just wanted to show you a little side note. So there were some trees. My dad had these woods harvested about 4 or 5 years ago. So, and I don't know, this one probably wasn't harvested because it was hollow inside, but I've planted some ferns and some spiderwort. I forget what else, some little spring ephemerals in here. So I just did this up. I put some little moss around here and put a couple mushrooms and a little, well, I guess you call them garden gnome houses. So, and then we're almost to the pond, so it's just a little short walk. I've tried to line the edges of the walk with just any down trees that we have. We had a real bad ice storm, not this winter, but the winter before, and we lost a lot of trees. So there was a lot of tree cutting going on and a lot of limbs broken. But this is the pond, so we are there. So this pond is actually older than any of the gardens at our house. So it took us about a year to build our house, and while we were building the house, we had it built. And so we needed something to do, so I came down here. My friend Violet gave me a start of these yellow irises, and I had one. This was probably the original clump. It was probably this big, and each year I divide it, and I'm trying to get it all the way around the house, around the pond. So a little skipper butterfly there. So I think these irises are really pretty here as well. Oh goodness. Get those. And then this is a native ephemeral. This is a trillium, so it's usually burgundy right here, but they're about at the end of their season. So this is, I move these here, and it's generally taller. Usually in the woods they're about this tall, so it's a little taller. This is orange milkweed. Chris dug this up for me out of the woods. And I just planted this sad guy yesterday, so he's not doing real good. I like to throw a couple elephant ears down here. It just gives it a little extra height in this area. So Chris and I lugged this stump out of the woods. I thought it was, some people look at them as just stumps, but I look at them as artwork. To me, they look like sculptures. So, and wasn't sure what kind of garden we had, but people would come to our house, and at the garden tour for the brochure, they called it the Woodland Gardens, and so I just kind of went with that and embraced it, and I think that's kind of what we have. So we have lots of woods around us. On this side I also have swamp milkweed, a lot of irises. This one here is getting ready to be in full bloom here in the next few days. Planted some native pickerel in there, and it's just not looking that great this year. I don't know, like the last 2 years it was great. Last year it really started taking over. You can see it in the water, kind of not looking so hot in there as well. Oh, it's pickerel, and then there's one other native, so I can't think of it right now what it is. I'll have to look it up. But and this was white iris. It was pretty. It's about done. This one here I dug up from the side of the road. I walk along our country roads, and it's called skullcap, but the highway department comes and cuts down. So when I saw his little purple flower, and it only ever got this big, so I dug a little piece of it up and put it here, and oh boy, it's a monster. It gets really tall. I'm sure I could Chelsea chop it and it would be fine because the highway department did it, and that's how I saw it. So this is my little rock collection. I have a little sign. I haven't put it up yet this year, but it's so this, I collect little heart-shaped rocks. So that's what those are, and I have a little sign that says "Love Grows Here," so I'll have to get it out. This was a planter. My mom's a fisherman, so I got her this planter, and she didn't want it. So this is some spider plant, just an indoor plant, but I just pull it in for the winter time. I just set it down here for a little interest. This is some purple columbine, so it's real pretty. Some more iris. This I did not plant here, but it's fine. The umbrella plant. I was going to see if it had any. Nope, flowers are gone, and no seed pods either. The frogs, we have lots of frogs down here. This is a native here, Greater Alexander. Got a bunch of it in another area of our property, but it's a good pollinator friendly plant. I've got some native columbine. So that's our pond. I painted that duck. My friend had that in her yard, so she didn't need it anymore, so I got that duck and painted it. And I was down here a few days ago, and a duck just came down here. I was squatted down pulling weeds, and this female duck, what was it called? Female hooded man's something.
Manzer.
But it had this, it was a brown duck, and it had this like real fluffy, feathery, and she just flew and sat there, and I was on the phone, on speaker. It didn't even bother her. So that was fun to see. I never did see the male, but I would have liked to. So we just kind of taking care of. Chris planted a bunch of macranthus grass behind the pond there. So it'll do okay. Some in the shade probably won't do as well, but this gets a little more afternoon sun on the far side. So you see the water stirring. So we do have a little perch in here. So this originally with the property was so this was where this is my dad's homestead. And he grew up here, and he said this used to be a hog pen. So, but after my dad moved back down here, he grew up here, worked in St. Louis. Then when he retired, moved back down here. So him and my mom had been on the property for about 22 years. But this pond he had dug out, and his intention was to put the fish in here, let them breed in here, and then take them out of here, seine it, and put them in there in the big pond. We'll show you that another day. But so anyway, we feed the fish here, so that's what you see stirring. So we'll have to do that sometime. We'll bring fish food down with us, but you can see them kind of stirring. Poor little guys you can see them coming. They think they're getting fed. So, and then the last area we did anything with here, I haven't done a whole lot. I've got a few native. I've got native ginger. I have some native Solomon seal. These were here. I've got two big dogwoods. So another little one coming up there. This was some monkey grass, not my variegated lyropy. I found it on the side of the road. I thought I'd give it a try. And just some ferns that I dug up. And then I also collect rocks with holes in it. So these are my holy rocks here. So, and that's about it. And so we just have paths. We have about 17 acres, so we just have different paths through the woods. We have a Polaris, so maybe some time if you guys are interested, we can take you on a Polaris ride and show you some more. So thank you. Have a good day.